Hey guys, what's going on? Rounded Tiktak here, and I have a bit of an issue. I've been messing around with the tar pit trap. I know you guys wanted to see that video, and I have it. I have what I wanted to do, but now I've run into an issue. I wanted to replace this trap because it was doing too much damage and wasn't allowing the footage I wanted to be shown, and it glitched out. I know this is an issue for a lot of people. However, for me, it kind of sucks because I need this not to be here. I don't know if it's not actually here and it's just broken, so we're gonna have to deal with it regardless and try to get the best footage we can. Now, the tar pit trap is the new trap that was just released. How good is it? Well, that's a question for us to answer. There are a few traps, I'm going to compare it to two different ones that it's similar to, but there is a big issue with the trap right off the bat, and that is the durability. Even with max durability rolls, which is what I have, because I feel that the damage this trap provides isn't worth it regardless, so I went full durability. It only gives me 70 uses, and the issue is those 70 uses isn't like a real 70 uses like you would have on any other trap. The trap tends to use each single durability use depending on whenever a husk walks into it, and what actually happens is when a husk walks in, it counts as a durability use and slows them. It says that it slows them for 6 seconds. Well, they get stuck for 6 seconds, but that's absolutely a lie. Think of the meme. It's more like 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds total. So just know that the trap is actually pretty good, but the durability is the issue. If you want to roll it with 7 durability rolls or 5 or whatever can fit on the trap, because you're not relying on the 20,000 damage every 6 seconds that it can provide, that's not the use of this trap. The better use is just them getting stuck there, allowing your gas traps or ceiling zappers or broadsides to do the damage, and they just get stuck. That is the goal of this trap. We're going to test it in many different scenarios though and see which is best. We're gonna put that there. It starts in 3 seconds. Let's see. I may have to throw a 106 trap up here. We'll see. So the first husk, we're gonna time it right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 seconds. That's a level 82 trap that's glitched, and these guys are level 174. So going to have to add a couple more traps in here. But as you can see, it actually does its job pretty well. Again, I think blowing up the trap and using it as a damage perk is actually the bad play here. It's useful, but not great. You don't really want to shoot into your trap tunnel. There doesn't seem to be much of a reload speed at all on these traps, like really at all. And every single husk that walks through can get killed, but it does, or can get stuck. It does, however, look like the traps themselves, if they do hit that reload animation and actually ignite, no longer get a husk trapped. Look how fast that's gone. 70 trap uses, and it's already gone, and we're less than a minute in, guys. That's the main issue with this trap. It does one thing fantastically though. It seems not to rely on impact at all, which is something that most stun lights or freeze traps do, which is a problem for most games, because if the impact threshold is not broken on like a smasher, let's say, then technically the trap will fire and not do anything whatsoever. So this does not rely on something like that, which is very nice, actually. It's actually quite usable in that aspect. Now, is it better than other traps? I'm not 100% sure yet. We're going to continue to test this out right here. I just want this to get used up, and then we're going to place 2 freeze traps as well and see if I don't die here and see how well they do. And the damage, I can't really see what it is, but we'll test it in post and see what it actually adds up to. So we're going to add 2 freeze traps here. Try not to die. I'll get 1 shot if I do get tapped. All right. And now we have 2 freeze traps. Let's see how well this stops the husks from coming in. All right. They're coming in. Let's count that guy. So that's about 3-4 seconds. I'm trying. and they just pop. Now, a freeze trap does add some damage to the husk. They take a little bit more damage, but the last time I tried to test that, it took me a very long time to realize that it's mainly bugged. So that's just FYI for you guys. It does say that they take increased damage on the trap description, but if they do, I couldn't figure it out. Definitely seeming to have more husks coming through. As you could see right there, the trap was on reload. It's still on reload, allowing every single husk to make it through. These traps, however, have how much durability? Let's see. 30 uses, but since they have a much longer reload speed, it doesn't seem like to get used up as quickly. The only last trap that I really want to test is a wooden floor spike in this kind of trap tunnel. Our gas trap level 106 still has half uses. That's because the duration on the trap allows for a kind of like a longer reload time, if that makes sense. As you can see, plenty of things are getting through, more so than when we had the double tar pit down. Now, the last thing we're going to look at is the floor spikes, but I think we're going to have to restart the mission for that. These traps lasted so much longer and did basically the same thing as the tar pit trap. One last thing I'm definitely going to mention before we test the wooden floor spikes is, as I was saying about a minute ago, is the tar trap is actually quite good for the exit of the tunnel. The husks come in, and they get stuck right there, allowing you and your team to DPS them down while they're coming out. And see how well this does. So these do provide a slow, which is why people use them. It's also why people use lower material ones, because you're not using them for the damage. Although these traps do have 5,000 damage with a reload speed of 2.2, so yeah, they kind of average out to the damage you'll get off of these traps, but we'll see exactly how much better they work or how much worse they are. That a slow at the start and something that holds them in place at the back is going to be the way to go. But let's see exactly how long it takes them to make this path here. So we'll count this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe 0.5 seconds faster. But honestly, it looks like they're making it out a lot easier. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I figured the slow from the first set of floor spikes would be enough to at least keep them slowed until they hit this one or be killed by this trap. But surprisingly, they seem to be making it out at a higher rate. If the tar pit traps actually had a higher durability and didn't count each durability for every single husk that walks through, I think the trap might be viable to replace these. But since that's the case, I don't think so. I think a combination of two traps would absolutely be the best thing you could do here. And I think that combination would be a floor spike at the front end of a diamond tunnel and a tar pit trap at the back. Last time here, and I think I have an idea of what the optimal setup might actually be. So we're going to try it out. We're going to destroy these traps one more time, and in fact I'm not going to tier 3 anything because it's, gosh dang it, it glitched again. All right, this is just how we're gonna have to do this. So this trap is going to be here. You want the slow. The slow lasts till about right here, which is exactly where we need it to be, and we're going to add a tar trap here. Let's actually see how long it takes. We're gonna try to get a time again and see how well this does. Now we're looking for about 6 seconds. Anything longer than that, then that's really, really good. So we're gonna do this guy right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're not gonna count that actually because he got flung back. So we're gonna retry this again. But as you can see, no impact needed. None whatsoever. One husk has made it out. Comparing it to what we were doing before, it's actually pretty dang good. It's actually pretty dang good comparing to what we were doing before. But again, it is a little bit glitched. Let's try to get a count here. Let me clear this out so we can get an enemy in our sights. All right, this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I swear, when you're trying to test, it never works for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give or take about 10 seconds to get through the tunnel. Like I said, I have a feeling that this is the absolute best way you can actually handle this. And it provides the tar trap with some lifespan because it's not getting triggered by many enemies. Granted, this is husk form, so it's kind of the most enemies you can get, but I really think that this is the way to go. I really do. As you can see, once the trap is being reloaded, it does not take durability loss. So, I mean, there's an argument there to use it as such, but I still don't think it's the way to do it. And then lastly, you can do something like this and place a defender here. Throw a, I don't know, let's give her that. And she will just do a ton of damage for you with the husks coming through, allowing you basically to AFK. A setup like this is all you really need in most missions, and I mean, cheap. This is so cheap. There's 2 wall pushers, 1 gas trap, 1 floor spike, and 1 tar pit. There you go, guys. I tested the tar pit trap 6 ways to Sunday. Every single way you could possibly think to use this trap, I think I covered it here. It's going to add about 5 seconds onto the path of a husk, as long as you combine it with wooden floor spikes. Another thing to take note of is use it at the back end or exits of your tunnels. You want a gas trap up front to take out most of the little guys, and a tar pit and another high damaging trap at the back end to take out or do a lot of damage to anything big that makes it through, such as a ceiling zapper or a wall dynamo. That is the ideal setup here. Originally, I was going to tell you to ignore this trap, you know, pick it up just to have it, but don't really level it up. But in my opinion, it completely replaces the freeze trap. The reason being is you do not need impact or really reload speed as long as you don't ignite the fire effect. And to couple everything on top, it actually slows them down considerably more than a freeze trap does due to, again, the non-reload speed of it. Now, there is an issue with the trap. It's not all roses here. To get the maximum efficiency for the trap, you need to shoot into the tunnel. But if you avoid that, I think the trap is actually pretty damn decent. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I post videos like this, trap tunnel guides, and weapon breakdowns about 5 times a week. We would love to have you as part of the pack. If you guys are looking to support the channel any further, you can always use creator code OOTikTakOO. And if you like streams, don't you worry, we got you covered there too. I stream about 4 to 5 times a week at twitch.tv/rounded Tiktak. We'd love to have you come and stop by. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Tiktak out.